Sun is setting on the Palmetto State, but things are about to heat up on the softball field. It's a midweek tussle as South Carolina hosts Clemson in this Palmetto rivalry, the first of two meetings this season for these in-state foes. Matt Schick along with the All-American Monica Abbott. And Monica, especially when it comes to the power conferences in those big-time schools, those midweek games typically offer you a time to catch your breath. That is not the case tonight.
No, this isn't the midweek of old. We have a classic ACC versus SEC showdown in the Palmetto series where a lot of intensity comes for this rivalry for decades now. It's
going to be a fun night. You have two teams that are not heading in opposite directions, but South Carolina coming off the series loss against LSU. Carly Shelton, though, has been on a tear.
Yeah, Carly Shelton, she has been a star offensively for South Carolina. She's been doing it in all facets of the game. She has a good eye at the plate. She has power. She has speed. And oh, by the way, she's leading the team in batting average, in doubles, and in RBIs.
She has been terrific. 13 multi-hit games this season. 9 hits over her last 5 games. Coach calls her the diesel engine of this offense. On the other side, new faces making a big impact, including freshman Mac Pavesi, top 10 nationally in hits among freshmen.
Yeah, she's slowly climbing up the charts among D1 freshmen. Mac Pavesi currently on a hit streak with 11 freshmen on the Clemson. Who would have thought that your freshman would be in the 3-hole tonight?
Clemson, that lineup, fresh off the series win against Notre Dame. Look for them not only aggressive at the plate, but on the base pass as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Clemson likes to play fast. They swing hard, they're aggressive early in the count, and they love to take extra bases. This team has good speed and good depth. So we're looking for them to put a lot of pressure on the South Carolina defense.
And the lineup will face Neely Lamb, who pitched in all 3 games in that LSU series. Just gave up 3 hits over 5 2/3. First pitch swinging here for Jamison Brockenbrough. What are we going to see from Lamb here tonight?
Yeah, Neely Lamb. She's a right-handed pitcher. She throws a screwball, a curveball, a rise, and changeup, and a drop ball. She likes to attack the bottom half of the zone, but the pitch that she really needs to keep these hitters off balance is that changeup.
2 pitches, 2 foul balls there from Brockenbrough, the senior out of Locust Grove, Georgia. Hit 400 in the series against Notre Dame. 8-game hit streak, 13 hits in those 8 games this season, including a home run. Hitting .464 in that span. And she adds to it. To the right fielder, McCabe, and it goes under her glove. Brockenbrough heading to third base and will stand up easily. That'll be a single and a 2-base error on McCabe.
So Jamison Brockenbrough drops barrel right here on that low and inside pitch, but it's the error in right field by Jamie McKay that allows the speedy Brockenbrough to get a stand-up triple.
So a great start for Clemson. And an opportunity to cash in here with Kylie Chanel, the junior. Chanel, the junior out of Keystone Heights, Florida. In her first season with the program after spending 2 seasons at FAU. The 1-0. 2-0. Packed house here tonight at Carolina Softball Stadium. Split basically 50-50 between Clemson and Gamecock fans. The 2-0. 3-0.
You can see Neely Lamb after the leadoff triple just getting behind in the count. You want to have a better response here and attacking the next hitter.
Chanel has really been a spark plug offensively. Had an injury in January where she got hit in the face with a ball in practice, which really impacted her hitting. She's come back. She's 100% ready to deliver. The 3-1. 3-2.
Lamb doing a good job working her way back after a three-ball count.
Chanel through the hole on the left side. That'll bring in Brockenbrough. 1-0 Clemson.
Chanel, just a simple piece of hitting here. The ball's a little bit low. She doesn't even get full barrel on it, but she's able to drive that through that big gap in the 5-6 hole, easily bringing Brockenbrough to the plate.
Now Mac Pavesi comes to the plate. The star freshman hitting .385. 27 runs batted in, tied for the team lead. Pavesi has just been terrific. As Coach Rittman, we talked to him, he said she's in the 3-hole. That says a lot for a freshman. Pretty rare.
It absolutely does. The 3-hole usually gets a lot of good pitches because the 4-hole is behind you. 4-hole traditionally has a lot of power. The 3-hole usually decent power, but hits for average a little bit better.
The 1-1 to Pavesi. Waves through that one for strike 2.
And now we see the Neely Lamb changeup.
So we see John Rittman in his 7th season. He's been the only coach here at Clemson.
Yeah,
program restarted in 2020.
Has had a great coaching career. Currently on the all-time wins list for current head coaches. He got his 1,000th win earlier this season versus Mississippi State.
Former Stanford coach. He's an assistant at Kansas. Part of USA softball as well. Big pitch here, the 2-2 to Pavesi. .385. Look at that OPS, over 1,000. 4 home runs. Had a 4-hit weekend in the series against Notre Dame.
And just a freshman. I'm sure Mac Pavesi is a name that we will continue to see in the softball world throughout her next 4 years.
The 2-2. Good eye inside. We're full again. Back-to-back full counts to the Clemson Tigers. And this inning continues to go on. Nobody out here for South Carolina's defense. The 8th pitch of the at-bat. Pavesi skies this one down the left field line. Going over to give chase is Tate Davis for a big first out.
Mac Pavesi, just a little bit of a jam job. Good pitch by Neely Lamb. But it's Tate Davis playing the wall really well to secure that first out.
And now Marion Collins, a sophomore out of Marietta, Georgia, tied with Pavesi for the team lead in runs batted in. She was all ACC freshman team last year. Hit .366 as a freshman. Something about these freshmen here at Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson freshmen show up to play. Coach Rittman mentioned to me before the game, he said, our team is young. We have 11 freshmen, only 2 seniors right now. So he likes where this current group is going.
3-0 now from Lamb.
It's another 3-0 count from Lamb, just struggling to settle in and find the zone.
For a hole hitter Collins. See if they give her the green light on 3-0. They do not. But regardless, that's a good eye from Collins. And now 2 on and 1 out in the conversation here between Winters and Lamb.
You know, this is a good timeout by Winters to go out and talk to Lamb. Multiple 3-0 counts here and a walk. Just needing to settle back in and find the pitch that she's going to get back there for a called strike. It's so important for pitchers to work ahead, because then it allows her to use her tools. And that changeup is a tool that she needs to start to bring out to change the momentum of this offense.
Macy Citron. Citron out of Cumming, Georgia, was the ACC Freshman of the Year a season ago.
Something about these Clemson freshmen.
I mean, you had Collins, who was all freshman last year. Citron with the ACC Freshman of the Year, hit 14 home runs, second most by a freshman in the history of this program. The 0-1. And laced to left field. Rounding third, Chanel. She will score. The hit parade continues. 2-0. They are seeing the softball on Wednesday night.
Oh, absolutely. Macy Citron pulls this outside pitch, does a good job just lining it out to left field. And then Clemson doing what they do best, taking 2 bases and scoring.
Now a junior, Julia Noller, with a 247 on the season. 2 on, 1 out. A chance here to blow the game open here in the first inning. They're getting some good contact here. So as a pitcher, what do you need to do here if you're Neely Lamb?
If I'm Neely Lamb right now, I would like to see the changeup more. I'd like to see it early in the count, back to back, as a first pitch, just to show that presence and try to break up that momentum and rhythm that Clemson offense has right now. Right now they're working hard to slow, and I'd like to see some working slow to fast.
You see the head coach, Ashley Chastain Woodard, on the left, looking at pitch number 26. Noller to left. That'll score another run. Collins rounding third. And the runner, Citron, tripped heading to third base. She goes back into second. But it is 3-0 Tigers. 4 hits in the inning.
Look at Noller just working that low and outside pitch off Neely Lamb. Clemson right now is dominating on the outside part of the plate. So many hits going to left field from their left-handed hitters. Good piece of work that right there by Noller.
Ashley Chastain Woodard takes the slow jaunt to the circle. And they are going to make a change. Tough start for Neely Lamb. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up. Tigers 3-0 here in the first. Looking for more with 1 out.
During her
Matt Schick-Monahan had 3 runs on 4 hits, and we are not done with the top of the first inning as Clemson, the 3-run edge on 24th ranked South Carolina. And after 1/3 of an inning, Neely Lamb is out, and the ace, Jory Hurd, is in. What do we expect from Hurd?
Yeah, Jory Hurd has been the ace for South Carolina all year long. She has the most innings for this team. Jory does a great job tunneling pitches. She throws them all, the rise, the drop, the curve, and even a 2-seam fastball. But she just does a great job on that outside corner to righties and jamming lefties as well. So she just tunnels all those pitches really well, which makes it difficult for hitters to pick a pitch that they want to hit.
Jory Hurd, who had a complete game Friday against LSU in the win, scattering 7 hits, 2 earned runs. Also pitched Sunday, went 5 2/3, 1 hit, no earned run. She is the ace of this staff. And it does beg the question, in a midweek game where you need wins, what's your level of surprise that Jory Hurd did not get the start tonight?
Yeah, you know, when you have these bigger midweek games against a team that is ranked, a team that is up there, like a Clemson, a South Carolina versus Clemson, you know, I would expect an ace versus ace situation. And Jory Hurd is the ace for South Carolina because both of these teams need wins. They need quality wins as you foresee the rest of the season. It makes it tough on South Carolina's offense. It makes it tough on their defense when you come out and you have to play catch up the rest of the game.
7th in the SEC in earned run average. That dribbler in front of the dish from Hicks, and does not make the throw.
Jory. Yeah, a little mental error here. Jory seems to just forget where the base runners are and how many outs there are. She attacks the ball, almost wants to go third or home at first.
Very confusing as to why you don't make that throw to first. Regardless, she must have thought there was a runner at third.
Yeah, I think a little bit pre-pitch thought, forgot the situation.
They're going to reward a hit there for Hicks, and now Sarah Bro at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. So you make the pitch, you get the contact that you want, and still don't get an out.
Yeah, coming in relief, you're so focused on the job that needs to be done. You do the job and then you forget the situation. Just a mental mistake by Jory Hurd.
You know, maybe she just wanted the bases loaded to get a double play here. Maybe that's what it was.
You know, it was all planned. Let's
part
see.
of the plan.
All part of the plan. Let's see if it plays out.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Bold strategy. They do say sometimes bases loaded is a little bit easier defensively for the double plays because there's so many double play options.
But 2 outs would have been fairly optimal. Sarah Bro, bases loaded. Bro tipped that one into the mid, 2-2.
Good 2-seam fastball by Jory Hurd there.
She's had some big hits this year. A solid third base here for Clemson. Another one of those talented freshmen. Foul tipped into the mid. 2 down.
So Jory gets the strikeout of Sarah Bro on that curveball on the outside corner. Just starting to tail up and away.
Kylie Johnson now at the plate, the junior left fielder. Saw a 6-game hit streak snapped on Sunday against Notre Dame. Did have 3 hits on the weekend, including a double and a triple. She's got 3 doubles on the season. Hitting out of the 9-hole, 2-0. junior out of Wesley Chapel, Florida.
Hurd comes back again to that low outside corner with that curveball. She's able to put a little bit of downspin or upspin on it when she needs it. But the command to that spot is how she's successful.
Two-two to Johnson. Gamecock fans sitting down the right field line, the first base line, cannot see that that was clearly off the plate.
Yeah, it was a really nice pitch, but I think Kylie Johnson made a good take there.
3-2. Foul tip.
Well, these Clemson hitters have just been very competitive at the plate. Knowing what they're looking for, working the count. And even when they get to 2 strikes, they still are working deep into the count, fouling pitches off.
They've seen more than 40 pitches this half inning. Eighth pitch of this at-bat to the 9-hole hitter, Kylie Johnson. 5 hits in the inning, 3 runs have come home. Kylie Johnson could blow it open with a swing. How about a walk? 4-0 Tigers.
And what a quality at-bat by Kylie Johnson there. 3-2, working some foul balls, finding a way to a walk. After Jory Hurd gets the big strikeout for the second out, finding a way to continue the rally and turn over the lineup.
10th batter of the inning, Jamison Brockenbrough, who singled and scored in the first. She singled to right. It was almost a harbinger of things to come. It was a hard line drive, base hit to right. Goes under the glove of Jamie McKay, and Brockenbrough is off to the races, headed to third on the error. Again to right. McKay tries to make up for it with the catch. So the bases are left loaded, but not before 4 runs come in for Clemson. The Palmetto rivalry advantage Tigers early. Jory Hurd, what do you think's being said there?
You know, Jory came in relief in the first inning. I think they're just talking about managing the game and managing the situation. She had that mental mistake that cost them a run eventually because she ended up walking someone later on, and just being better. You just got to be better when you come in. It's not just about the pitch, right? You have to know the situation and where you're going to throw the ball if it comes back to you.
Lelio leading things off, number 43. Their lineup card. Second season with South Carolina. We look at Shelton, Inslee, Rohde, and McKay, who's been on a tear with the bat. Lelio has also been on a tear. 7 hits over her last 5 games. Had 3 hits in the series loss to LSU. Two and one now. As we look at Sierra Manis.
Yeah, Sierra Manis. She's been the ace for Clemson this year. Just doing a great job dominating the lower half of the zone. She has a good drop ball. So how does Sierra Manis get people out? She throws a rise on multiple levels. She throws a curveball, rise ball, changeup, and drop ball. But the rise and drop are really where she's successful.
Lelio with a great bunt. Manis, not in time. Quincy Lelio with her 8th hit over the last 6 games. And the leadoff batter is on.
So good response here and just some smart offensive play by Quincy Lelio, dropping a bunt and just legging it out, calling herself safe as she runs through the bag.
Carly Shelton now at the plate. 3rd season with South Carolina.
The junior Shelton has been the key for this South Carolina offense.
Shelton with 13 multi-hit games, 9 hits over her last 5. And had 4 hits in the series against LSU. It's top of the order. Certainly swing the bat. 1 and 2 here to Shelton.
Yeah, she has good power, good speed. She has a good eye at the plate. And she really has great plate coverage.
Swing and a miss, and Manis had her looking silly on that one.
So just a great drop ball in the inside corner by Sierra Manis. Watch that ball fall off the table there. Not a lot that Carly Shelton can do with that.
Tori Inslee now at the plate, looks at that one inside. Transfer from NC State. Coach calls her a true 5-tool hitter, a right-handed version of Lelio. Lelio had to stop because she thought the ball was caught by Manis. But Manis retires her anyway at second base, 2 down.
Well, what a great defensive play by Manis right there. First, she gets the hot shot back at her, not able to secure the ball, knocks it down, but smartly just heads up defense, throws to second base, knowing that Lelio at first has to hesitate with the ball in the air. Still getting that leadoff out. That is just great defensive play, that smart softball.
Ariana Rohde. 2-0 to Rohde, the senior, the former Charlotte 49er. Hicks and Manis discussing things. A little high five. A lot of experience at the plate with Rohde, closing in on 200 games played in college softball. The 2-1 to Rohde. 2-2.
And Sierra Manis works her way back after throwing 2 straight balls. Corey Hicks must have told her to go in there and just attack Ariana Rohde and use her defense. She comes right back, 2 straight strikes.
Off speed. Drop third. Completes it at first. And Manis, after allowing the leadoff batter on with a bunt, closes the deal. 4-0 Clemson.
Hey, sports fans, the ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Matt Schick, Monica Abbott here with you. And a reminder, we have a good one Saturday afternoon. Second game of the three-game series between number 3 Oklahoma and number 20 LSU at Baton Rouge. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Well, second at-bats now for the Clemson lineup here in this second inning. They batted around. Two-hole hitter Kylie Chanel now at the plate with her first at-bat against Jory Hurd, who replaced Neely Lamb in the first inning, who only recorded 1 out in that first. If Hurd can settle things down here for the Gamecocks.
The Clemson offense scoring first in the 4 in the first inning is impressive, but if Jory Hurd's able to keep Clemson at 4, South Carolina could be able to make this a competitive game. So this is an important inning for Hurd to kind of get South Carolina back on track, try to get a leadoff out, do some little things.
Yeah, the wind gets kind of taken out of your sails so early in a game that now you're playing uphill 1 inning in.
Yeah, it takes a minute to catch your breath when you have such an explosive first inning against you like that. And sometimes it might take an inning or two for the offense to settle back in and have some better at-bats, because a lot of people are thinking about what had just happened in the first. But on the South Carolina side, it is good that it all happened in the first, right? So now that the real question is can they keep them there? Can they hold them at 4?
That ball just missing the plate, and a 3-2 count here to Kylie Chanel. Chanel flares this one to deep short. Making the catch is Anderson for the first out.
And that's a good start there for the South Carolina defense in the top of the second inning. Another 3-2 count, but able to get the leadoff out.
Mac Pavesi, the freshman, popped out down the third baseline her first time up. Think about this Clemson team, so battle tested. Wins over Oregon, Wichita State, BYU, Baylor a couple of times, a win over Georgia as well. Losses to Auburn, Michigan State, Arkansas, and Texas. And then took 2 of 3 from Georgia Tech, 2 of 3 from Louisville. Coach Rittman said just been kind of a little bit of a roller coaster ride. There's not a lot they haven't seen though at this part of the season.
Yeah, he said that they started a little bit slow this season than he would like, but he likes how his team is performing right now. And he said he feels confident in them, and that you just never know in this sport. It's all about how
Pavesi is plunked.
It's all about how you show up in May. Teams get hot. Matt Pavesi on this 2-seam fastball inside to a lefty that just tails up. Looks like it gets her in that Evo shield.
That's why you wear it.
Protect those elbows.
Her 3rd hit batter of the season. Her hit by pitch, I should say, for Pavesi. And now Marion Collins, the 4-hole hitter at the plate. And that one gets by Winters. An extra 60 feet for Pavesi. These little things that add up over the course of a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot of little things. The 3-ball counts, the 3-2 counts, the pass balls, the walks, all of these little things make a big difference.
To first, Rhodey goes and makes the tag of Collins, who does the right thing. And now runner 60 feet away. 60 feet is an important part of the Clemson motto. Attack the moment and hard 60.
Yeah, hard 60 feet. Coach Rittman talked about in the Texas series and Super Regionals last year, Clemson lost to the eventual national championships, and they were 60 feet away in the bottom of the 7th, I believe, for winning that game. Eighth inning. Yeah, so 8th inning, they were 60 feet away. And so they have this mantra of a hard 60 and going all out. It also applies to their base running, which we talked about earlier. They take a lot of pride in base running, trying to take extra bases, running hard. He even mentioned that during the fall when they scrimmage, he doesn't put a coach at first base, making the hitters have to read the situation base running wise, so they become smarter base runners in their inter squad scrimmages.
They were 60 feet away from making it to the Women's College World Series last year. 60 feet away here from making it 5-0. AC Cintron, freshman of the year last year in the ACC. Facing South Carolina's ace here in the 2nd. The 2-2. Just missed.
I think the crowd wanted that pitch.
Half the crowd anyway.
Half of it.
Another full count from Hurd. Cintron back up the box. 5-0 Tigers.
Macy Cintron, what a great job here on the changeup, going down and getting it and just going to barrel. She gets her foot down, but able to keep her hands back and push the ball back where it came from.
Julia Noller now at the plate. First pitch swinging, fouled away. Again, how did that start? A hit batter.
Pass ball.
And then a pass ball. And then a dribbler to first allows the runner to get to third, and then a 2-out, 2-strike RBI single from Cintron. Noller Deep in the hole. Nice flip there from Shelton to Anderson to end the inning. But another run comes home. 5-0 Tigers. South Carolina has got to find some offense. Grant you an all-access pass to the Gymnastics Championship at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Never before seen footage and sound from gymnasts and coaches. A real behind-the-scenes look. What a great night and event that was. Florida winning it by 25 thousandths of a point, and a bunch of SEC teams going to compete for a national championship. Jamie McKay now at the plate for South Carolina as we look at Sierra Manis in the circle. 2 strikeouts in that first inning. Inside, 2-0 to McKay, who has been swinging a hot bat, to say the very least. A home run in 4 of the last 7 games. Was at the DP spot and trying to get some other players in the lineup. Put her in right field tonight. Hard to keep McKay's bat out of the lineup.
Yeah, when you're hot and you're hitting a lot of home runs, you got to find a way to get your offensive hottest hitters in the lineup.
McKay has 11 hits, 4 of them home runs. This is Friday against LSU. And then Sunday against LSU. Did it again. Two and two as she checked her swing here. 3-2, excuse me. Jamie McKay, the transfer from Ole Miss.
She's had some good experience with Ole Miss.
Hard ground ball to third. Up with it is Bro. 1 out. Okay, saw 6 pitches there. Now Lexi Winters comes to the plate.
So leadoff out from Sierra Manis, just doing a good job keeping people off the bases. The leadoff out is so important for pitchers. It sets the defense. It makes things a little bit easier.
And a tough spot here for South Carolina is that Sierra Manis, the most runs she's given up this season is 4. She's done it twice. She has a 5-0 lead. Two-1 to Lexi Winters. 2-2. Sierra Manis, the transfer from USC Upstate. That's South Carolina Upstate. Doing her thing tonight against South Carolina. Again, it's Bro, 2 away.
Yeah, Sierra Manis, check out this graphic on the left of your screen here. This area, this red area right here, Sierra Manis's ground ball rate has just been epic all season long. 70% in 3 areas of the strike zone. This is how she gets you out. She might not get a ton of strikeouts. She doesn't get a ton of fly balls, but she does just feed her defense constantly to keep South Carolina off the bases and all other teams' opponents she's facing all season long.
She's retired the last 5 since giving up that infield bunt single. Sierra Manis in complete control as she faces Tate Davis, the transfer from Ole Miss. Tate Davis did have a home run against LSU, 5 hits over her last 5 games. How about 3 outs with Bro with the assist on all 3. Gets a little glove. 5 from Manis. It's 5-0 Tigers. Matt Schick, Monica Abbott. You look at Clemson and South Carolina. ACC tournament champs under Coach Rittman, and you had Ashley Chastain Woodard in her first season. 44 wins, and they have something else in common. They both were an out away, basically, from getting to the College World Series. Clemson had runners at 2nd and 3rd against Texas and nobody out. They were unable to get the run home in the bottom of the 8th inning against Texas. And Ashley Chastain Woodard's team, South Carolina, they were 1 out away from getting to the College World Series. Jordan Woolery with a 2-run walk-off home run on this field for UCLA forced a game 3, and UCLA wound up winning.
Yeah, just both experienced these heartbreakers in super regionals last year. But when you experience such a heartbreak, I think it creates a different type of motivation and experience level that you take into the next season.
Overmill, excuse me. Hicks drives that one to left for the first out of the inning. It's one of those things that the rosters change, right? Mindsets change. You get new players in, you get seniors that leave. But the expectations from fans and those even in the building say, hey, we were here last year. We should be able to get back there again, but it's not that easy.
Oh, no, it's definitely not that easy. Getting to the World Series is very hard. Getting to super regionals is hard. Getting to regionals is hard. And each team is more competitive. And last year, both Clemson and South Carolina, you could almost have said, had these little bit of a storybook season. And now people know. People know that they're good, and they are showing up and stepping up to play against them. And then it takes the juniors, it takes the now seniors, and juniors that were in those shoes to try to lead those freshmen on the team and those transfers on what it means.
Bro, to right, McKay giving chase, and he makes the catch for the second out.
On what it means and the possibilities that this program can have.
Look at the program history. Clemson did play some softball back in the day, in the AIAW days. Went dormant for a while, then came back in 2020, the year of COVID, so that initial season was cut short. Well, they have been terrific during their rebirth. 5 straight NCAA appearances, ACC Conference Tournament Championship, a regular season championship as well. 3 supers in the last 4 years for John Rittman's club.
Yeah, it's incredible to think that their program is so young. And it also makes you wonder, wow, Clemson should have had softball a while ago. They're so good, right?
I called their first home game in 2020 when they started back up. And who knew that we wouldn't see many home games that year. But you walked around the stadium and Dabo Sweeney was there and everyone was just partying and having a great time. You thought, man, they've missed out on some great moments and memories not having a softball team.
Yeah, but, you know, hats off to the Clemson athletic department, putting some money behind this program, creating a beautiful stadium, and then Clemson obviously showing up, Coach John Rittman putting together a competitive squad and a staff that has been developing and teaching these young athletes how to compete. We said it earlier in the broadcast, but his freshmen, year after year, just show up and play.
That was pounded foul by Kylie Johnson, the junior left fielder. 7 freshmen, 8 sophomores, 15 underclassmen on the roster.
I know, it's just incredible. And then just 2 seniors, just 2 seniors, just 2 senior leadership and that experience. So their voices, those seniors, their voices are strong, and it's important for them to carry the torch, to pass the torch to those freshmen and get them acclimated and get them understanding what the culture of Clemson softball is.
Kylie Johnson, the 16th pitch she has seen in the first 2 innings, but she is fanned. 3 up, 3 down. South Carolina needs a few runs. Softball showdown coming up, beginning a 3-game series tomorrow night at the Dish. Game 1 and Game 2 coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Saturday's series finale starts at 5 Eastern, 4 Central. Like everything else, all games available on the ESPN app. Oklahoma and Texas. Great to have them in the SEC. And now the 8-hole hitter, Alyssa Hoverman. When you see the Clemson lineup, they've gone through the lineup twice now in 3 innings. This is the 3rd inning and the first at bat for the 8-hole hitter. Well, she can't make every play, can she? Oh, yes, she can. Sarah Bro, her 4th consecutive assist, was not going to be denied. Goes off her glove. Great throw to first.
Sarah Bro, hard hit ground ball here by Hovermel, but the composure to pick up the ball and then just make a strong throw afterwards. I think this is underrated in softball. The composure of picking up the ball and just making a good throw, not making one error turn into 2, not giving up on a play. A well done job over there on the hot corner by Sarah Bro.
All right, what are the chances she gets another one? What are the chances?
I'm going to say 70% according to her graphic. Sierra Manis induces a lot of ground balls, a lot of them going over to that 5-6 area, shortstop and third base.
Shea Anderson at the plate.
So she knocks it down and then keeps her feet under her, picks up the ball, and then just able to make a good throw.
And picks it up with her bare hand.
Yes, with spin on it. That's great hand-eye coordination. And I would say also heart rate control for my young athletes, not panicking, right? Because you didn't catch the ball.
She did. Anderson goes down, the 3rd strikeout for Manis.
And what a great pitch it was by Sierra Manis. That drop ball on the outside corner. Just a beautiful pitch.
Ground ball. Oh, what a stop there by Chanel from her knees. Not in time. What a diving stop there by Chanel at short. Lelio gets an infield single again.
So Lelio, 2nd hit of the game. Good hard hit, great diving extension by Chanel. But Lelio able to use her speed to leg it out.
Yeah, Lelio led off the game with an infield bunt single. How about this guy's get up today?
Headband looks good on him.
I'm glad I decided to leave mine at home. That would have been very, very awkward.
I'm glad you left it at home too.
Who would have looked more out of place, me or you, in the stand-up for the show tonight?
We probably would have got a lot of comments. A lot of comments.
Any pub's good, they say. Next time I'll pack it. It's good though because it's chilly tonight. Covered from head to toe. Don't have to bring a jacket.
There we go.
1-2 now to Shelton, who was fooled earlier. That guy's not fooled.
Man, he has a game face on, very focused.
He's in a Tiger costume. In a related story, there are 2 empty seats to his left. The 1-2 to Shelton. Just off the plate, 2-2.
Yeah, a competitive pitch there by Manis.
Manis to Shelton. Got her again! Fourth strikeout of the night for Manis.
Well, Sierra Manis is doing it with her drop ball. Big strikeout there for the Clemson pitcher.
Top of the 4th inning, and thrilled to be joined by John Rittman, head coach of the Clemson Tigers. How would you assess the offensive approach from the get-go tonight, John?
Well, I like the way we came out in the first inning to score some runs, throw a few punches early there. Yeah, got Lamb out of the game. I mean, she was really tough against us last year, and now we got to get to Hurd. But really like the way we came out and swung the bat aggressively and scored some runs early, and then manufactured a run with the hit by pitch, you know, a pass ball, and then Macy Cintron coming up the clutch hit for the 5th run. So we got to try to put some more on the board right here.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have been hitting and manufacturing runs, having some good quality at bats. But I want to talk to you about Sierra Manis getting a lot of ground balls. But how pumped up does it make you feel when your defense is making great plays and having some composure over there, especially Tate Davis at third base?
Yeah, no, our defense has been up and down all year, but we're very capable. We know Sierra, you know, they're going to put the ball in play against Manis, and she's such a competitor. But I like the way we're playing right now, but there's a lot of ball game left, and we got to keep approaching it one out at a time defensively, and, you know, hopefully put on a few more runs here.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's got some great plays. As you look at Sierra Manis, looking for a little more insurance. Hello. Yeah, you're on TV. 5-0 Clemson, and you mentioned it with Sarah Bro and those plays at third base. 4 consecutive assists at third.
Yeah, and just the composure. Like, obviously you want to field all balls cleanly, but when it doesn't happen, being able to knock it down and still make a good throw, that still counts as an out. It's an out in the books.
And we welcome you, those of you watching on SEC Network, after Louisville got the extra inning win over Kentucky. South Carolina would love to have extra innings in this one, trailing Clemson 5-0. Matt Schick along with the former All-American Monica Abbott. A 4 spot from Clemson in the first inning off of 5 hits, and then manufactured another run in that second inning. And this the 3rd at bat for Jamison Brockenbrough of the Tigers. Singled to right. The ball went under the right fielder Jamie McKay's glove, went to the fence. Brockenbrough went to third and eventually scored the first run of the game. And looks at that one on a 4-pitch walk, and the leadoff batter is on. Haley Lamb did not make it out of the first inning. A pitcher that had the Tigers' number a season ago, but not tonight. Jory Hurd has come on in relief, the staff ace. But the Tigers getting it done with runners in scoring position, 5 for 8.
Yeah.
Let's catch you up to speed on what happened here in the first inning. The first 2 batters reach base. You see that one go under the glove of McKay. And then Chanel with the RBI single, Kylie Chanel. And then after a walk, we got a single, and then Julia Noller with a single. And then in the second inning, how about manufacturing some runs? A 2-out RBI single for Macy Cintron, and it's 5-0.
Yeah, Clemson has done a good job at the plate, just having competitive at bats, going deep in counts. There's been a lot of 3-ball counts, a lot of full counts, and just being competitive and aggressive on the pitch that they want to hit.
So Brockenbrough has walked. Kylie Chanel tries to put down a bunt, cannot. 0-1. Kylie Chanel, a transfer from FAU, was the American Athletic Conference Rookie of the Year 2 seasons ago. Had a 5-hit game for FAU, a new single game record. She has 1 hit tonight and looks at a strike 0-2. Mentioned Louisville's win over Kentucky. Chanel had a 3-hit game in the series finale against Louisville. Clemson's taken 2 of 3 from Georgia Tech, 2 of 3 from Louisville to open ACC play.
There's a big swing on the Jory Hurd rise ball, trying to spread the zone out a little bit. Jory likes to throw to that outside corner with her curveball and her two-seam fastball, but spreading the zone up to change the hitter's eyesight is so important. Help create better outs, and she's able to do this because she got ahead in this count. 0-2.
That one off of the glove of Winters, collects it, but we're full. 66 pitches for Jory Hurd. She did not pitch the entire first inning. We're in the 4th. The 3-2 to Chanel. Might have swung at ball 4 there. This shallow center field, and Ensley makes the catch for the first out. That brings up a very talented freshman, Mac Pavesi. Entering the night hitting .385. She's 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. She was hit by a pitch from Hurd in the 2nd. Got to 2nd on a passed ball.
Yeah, Mac Pavesi, one of many talented freshmen on the Clemson squad. Coach John Rittman mentioned he didn't think that he would have a freshman in the 3rd spot in the lineup today, but Mac Pavesi has constantly proved her worth there. Currently with 40 plus hits, ranked 8th in the NCAA Division I for freshmen with most hits, slowly climbing those rankings.
Pavesi laces that one foul. She hit her first collegiate home run with a solo shot against Oregon this season. She became the 3rd freshman in 3 years to hit a home run in their collegiate debut. She had 6 hits in her first 4 games. Welcome to college softball. The 0-2 to Pavesi. A lot of quality at bats here for Clemson tonight, pushing pitchers deep into the count.
Yeah,
seeing a ton of pitches.
Just upping their pitch count. There's been a lot of foul balls. And what I like about Clemson is they have really good zone awareness.
Ground ball. Second baseman Shelton up with it. Hustling down the line is Pavesi. Gets the runner to 2nd, but there are 2 outs. 8 or more batters have seen 6 or more pitches tonight. 8 batters have seen 6 or more pitches here tonight for the Clemson Tigers. You mentioned zone awareness. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, zone awareness, just understanding what zones that they hit really well, but also understanding how that is in play with the umpire's zone.
Collins back up the box. Inslee's throw home off the line and cut off. And another 2-out run scored by the Tigers. 6-0.
So Ensley just short to it, right through it, back up the middle on this inside pitch from Jory Hurd. But the Clemson offense having that hard 60, the 2-base approach, Brockenbrough scoring easily with the throw offline from Tori Ensley.
How about Clemson tonight? 6 for 9 with 6 runs batted in with runners in scoring position.
It's almost like they light up when a runner gets in scoring position. They embrace that moment.
They light up, and then the scoreboard does. Cintron looks at that one for a ball. 2-0. Cintron with 2 hits already tonight. Things do not get much easier for South Carolina. They're at Mississippi State this weekend, and they're at Tennessee. Then they host Florida. Got to find ways to manufacture runs and get some wins.
Yeah, wins are important right now. In both of these teams, the conference is hard. So these midweek games can create a lot of momentum going into a conference weekend.
Cintron hammers this one to center. Inslee, under the dark South Carolina sky, makes the catch, but not before another run comes home. 6-0 Tigers. We'll talk to the coach of the Gamecocks next. Matt Schick, Monica Abbott, 6-0 Clemson over South Carolina. Head coach of the Gamecocks, Ashley Chastain-Woodard, joins us now. You've been big on morale. What's your message to the team here, trying to chip away here at this lead?
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, just trying to keep a minute pitch to pitch and just try to like scratch and claw something together here. You know, I got to be honest, I don't love what I'm seeing from them right now. So, you know, we're doing our best to kind of stay in the game here. But you know, we're never out of it. We talk a lot about that. So hopefully we can get something rolling here offensively.
Yeah, just talk to us a little bit offensively. You're starting your second time through the lineup. It seems like the top of your lineup just seemed to hit the ball a little bit harder last inning. What's that adjustment you need to make against Sierra Manis?
Yeah, I mean, she's throwing a lot of down, you know, so we just can't be late. We can't get jammed to the left side of the infield, which is what we're doing. But, you know, Tori here, you know, she's our leading hitter right now. Like, she's doing a lot of good stuff for us and has done a lot of good stuff for us all season. So we have full faith that she's going to have a good at-bat here, and that's going to trickle down the lineup.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard, and she talks about morale, and she received an uplifting text from her mother-in-law.
Yes.
After the series loss to LSU, and that led her to message her team. She was kind enough to share it with us. New day, new week, new opportunities. Keep learning and growing and turning the page. We have so much to look forward to this week. Stick together, and our best days are still ahead.
Yes.
Mondays are their off days. It's a time where kids kind of do their own thing, and she wants to make sure they're still together. Sends that message out and just said, look, we can either kind of splinter apart and do our own thing, or we can be a team and come together and rally. And you saw Inslee there line out for the first out. How important are those messages from a coach?
Yeah, those messages are very important because it just kind of brings you back together. South Carolina's going through it right now. They have ups and downs throughout any season. Every team goes through them, but they had an emotional, draining series versus LSU last weekend. There's been a lot of talk on social media about the series. And they have to find a way to move past that and be the athletes that they were at the beginning of the season. What can pull them back into a competitive mindset?
Rhodey pops out. Collins makes the catch. It's a grind, right? And that series, they won the first game on this field with a walk-off RBI single in the 12th inning. It was an emotional win. And then you follow that up with a couple of losses and you leave going, man, we're no better than when we started that series. That's not true, but it can certainly get into your heads as a young athlete.
It starts to feel like that. Well, nothing's going our way, and you forget about the good moments, right? You forget about the home runs. You forget about the hard hits. You forget about all the people that were on base. South Carolina just has to find a way to have a better team offensive approach. Coach Woodard, Ashley Chastain Woodard, was talking to us this week, and she said during that series we basically singled ourselves to death. We hit so many singles and we couldn't just finish innings. And what that tells me is that they have to do some more of the little things better. Moving runners, getting the 2-out hits, getting a couple big hits to help put runs on the board.
McKay caught by a sliding Brockenbrough. 3 flyouts, a 6-pitch inning. We're through 4. It's all Tigers. Magic Monica Abbott here with you. Carolina Softball Stadium. You look at the RPI top 16 standings. These are critical. Kind of give you an eye into what it would take to host Supers, to host regionals. Clemson, they're at 19. South Carolina at 27. And look, Clemson's in that conversation for Supers, right? South Carolina, they're just trying to host a regional at this point.
Yeah. South Carolina and Clemson both have hopes of hosting. They know what that means because of their experience from last year, just being an out away from the World Series. Hosting is a big deal for these teams. So quality wins matter. Strength of schedule matters. And going through the rest of the ACC or the rest of the SEC, will their RPI go up and down based on who they're playing and the wins that they get or losses that they get at home.
We do have a pitching change for South Carolina. Jory Hurd is out. KG Favors is in, the freshman out of Orange Beach, Alabama. Coming into the spot where you just want to stop the bleeding and perhaps even save some arms here for the week.
Yeah, I think this is a move that they've got to protect their ace, Jory Hurd, right now, because they're going to need her in the SEC series. They're down 6-0. Jory Hurd has a lot of innings on her arm right now, and they need her to be able to be competitive in their upcoming games. So this is definitely about buying some outs, giving her a little bit of rest, And also trying to get some other arms out there, seeing what they can do.
This one looped over the shortstop into center field, and the base hit from Nolan. Base hit number 8 for Clemson here tonight.
Yeah, Clemson has just been a hitting machine tonight. Just quality at bats. They know the pitch they're looking for. They swing hard.
Kennedy Ariel is going to pinch run there at first. Kennedy Ariel, the junior out of Cumming, Georgia, scored 11 times this season. Corey Hicks now at the plate, the 7-hole hitter, the sophomore who has gotten a single and flown out tonight, 1 for 2. Hicks, that is a laser to left. Back-to-back singles to start the 5th inning.
Just a great piece of hitting by Corey Hicks. She goes up and gets this and pulls it down the left field line. Just great barrel control and extension. Dropping that into left field in front of Lelio.
27 hits and 39 innings of work here for Favors this season. Sarah Bro has played a terrific third base tonight, looking for her first hit of the evening. She had 4 consecutive assists at third base.
Yeah, she's getting the job done on the hot corner, and she's looking to get hot at the plate.
Bro hits it to third, off the glove of Anderson. Rounding third is Noller, and they add to their ledger. Bro with her first hit of the night.
So Sarah Bro hits it back to the left side, right through the 5-6 hole. Not the best contact, but has enough power to get the ball through. And past a diving Shea Anderson. Clemson plates a run, now 7-0.
And now all batters in the lineup for Clemson have reached base safely. Johnson looking to bunt, fouls that one back. Now we get into a little run rule territory.
Yeah, and you know, I'm looking at this bunt from Kaylee Johnson. No outs, runners on first and second, and some people might be thinking, hey, it's 7-0. Why would you bunt right now? And sometimes I think about that as well. Like, why would you bunt? But as a coach, you need to practice these situations. You don't play like it's 7-0. You have to play for the situation that is the super regionals. Hey, we need to get a bunt down with runners on first and second. You don't always get those opportunities to practice that. And if you have a lead, there's no time like the present to work your skill set.
7 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And you mentioned it. Had they been able to get a bunt down, perhaps in that super regional game against Texas, we're talking about a team that made it to the College World Series last year.
Absolutely. You just never know when small things are going to take.
Johnson swings and misses.
You never know when small things are going to take effect or who it's going to be, right? You never know in the lineup. It could be your number 8 hitter. It could be the number 4 hitter that has to put down a bunt or has to be the game-winning run or comes up with the bases loaded. You just never know. So if you get the opportunity to work on that skill set that you don't use all the time, it's a great way to practice this when you are up.
Every 60 feet matters.
Hard 60 is Clemson's mantra this year, and that is exactly right. Every 60 feet matters. Every 60 feet makes a difference. in how many runs you can score or the pressure that you can put on a pitcher or a defense.
Julie Kelly is going to come on, the 4th different pitcher of record tonight for South Carolina. We'll tell you about her next. And South Carolina both looking to get back to the Supers and take that next step. Both lost 2-1 to their respective foes in the Super Regionals. Clemson had runners at 2nd and 3rd. The winning run for Game 2 of that Super was at 3rd base with nobody out, but a strikeout, a line out, and a ground out ended that inning. Texas would go on to win that game, win the series, and win the national championship. South Carolina had a multiple run lead going into the final inning against UCLA here on this very field in Game 2. They were an out away from getting to OKC, and it did not happen.
Yeah, both heartbreaking losses last year for these athletes. But it makes you stronger. It makes you play grittier. It makes you more aggressive. It makes you a better athlete. As Jamison Brockenbrough flies out to Quincy Lilo in left field.
There we see Zach Parsons, the pitching coach, talking to Ashley Chastain-Woodard. Kylie Chanel now at the plate. And that one lined meekly to Shelton at second. So 2 left on. 7-0 Clemson as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Matt Chick, Monica Abbott, SEC storylines. Florida getting that series win against Tennessee. The first time they've done that in nearly 10 years. Kendall Wells, as a freshman, just crushing the softball. 25 of them this season. She tied the state home run record as a sophomore in high school with 24. She's She's got 25, and the Longhorns winning 26 straight. What a season it's been so far.
Yeah, definitely. This Longhorns winning 26 straight. They've kind of floated under the radar as Tennessee has seen a lot of publicity at the #1 spot. But 26-game winning streak for the defending national championships.
Now, Lexi Winters at the plate, who had that walk-off winner in the 12th inning last Friday night against LSU. Trying to get a hit against another team in purple here. She is 0 for 1 tonight. Inside. That win in 12 innings last Friday night against LSU, the longest game in Carolina softball stadium history. And it was the longest for South Carolina in any facility since a 12-inning 6-4 win at Clemson 2 years ago to that day on March 20th. Lexi Winters to third. Oh, look at the short hop by Bro. Hello. What a scoop there by Pavesi. Bro has been on it.
Well, look at Sarah Bro staying behind the ball, but look how she uses her legs, breaks through that ball, making it look easy and so smooth.
Look at that short hop. Get your head behind that ball. We're telling time.
Eyes behind the glove.
That's it. Look at this. I mean, is there anything she can't do?
JJ does it again. First the backhand and then covering that 5-6 hole with a little bit of range. Sarah Bro.
6 assists on the night. What up, Bro? Sorry, that sounded like my kids. 7-0 Clemson. And hits are hard to come by when you have a defense like that and a pitcher like Sierra Manis.
Yeah, Sierra Manis just doing a great job feeding her defense, and they don't mind at all keeping them in the game. A lot of ground balls tonight over to the left side.
Why does she get so many ground balls to the left side?
Well, Sierra Manis keeps the ball low in the zone. She throws a great drop ball, and she's able to level the drop ball. We've seen it break from mid-thigh to shin and knee to shin. And people just continue to roll over on it. So you can see right here, this all red spot, 70% ground ball rate. That's how she gets her out. Coach John Rittman said, like, they know she's not going to necessarily strike out a lot of hitters, but she's going to get a lot of ground balls, and they're just fine with that. He preaches defense in practice so that they're ready for this.
Just 2 outs recorded in the air tonight for Clemson. Another ground ball. And just off the glove of Chanel. First error of the night for Clemson comes with 2 outs here in the 5th. Actually will be a hit. Recorded as a hit. It's the last time I get out my jump to conclusions, Matt.
You never know how they'll record the play.
Well, pinch running is Nia McKnight. Pinch running for Hovermail. Now the 9-hole hitter Shea Anderson struck out her first time up in the 3rd. Shea Anderson gives them a lot defensively. They've said whatever you give us offensively is a plus. Well, she's entered the night hitting better than 290. She surprised them with the bat. She was 2 for 3 in game 2 of the LSU series, including a home run. And how about that diving stop from Chanel? Safe at second base. We have seen Kylie Chanel, make diving stops to both her left and right, unable to get outside their time, but still good athleticism.
Yeah, Chanel just doing a great job getting fully extended.
McKnight's not sliding at second base.
Effort. Just all-out effort right there. Just tries to get the out. Yeah, definitely risky not sliding. I'm sure she might hear that from coach when she re-enters the dugout.
Now that will be a single for Anderson. And now Lelio, the leadoff batter, is up and delivers this one to Brockenbrough. The rare air out, a fly ball out. 7-0 Clemson. Singling South Carolina to death here.
Yeah, Clemson Tigers just offensive production, getting their lead off on 3 out of the 5 innings so far, but they have just been productive with runners in scoring position. 10 singles on the night so far. And what I like about their offense is they're just so competitive and fast. They play a fast game offensively. They swing at their pitch. They work the count. They try to take extra bases. They have good speed. And when they get late in the count, they're feisty. Their team mantra this year, attack the moment, and a hard 60. Hard 60, talking about just 60 feet on the base pass, running fast, going all out. Last year, they were just 60 feet away from going to the Women's College World Series. So putting a little emphasis on that 60 feet and what that means to an offense. Each 60 feet matter, each base matters, and advancing runners in this game can play a big difference.
3-1 to Pavesi. 15 underclassmen here on this roster, and Mac Pavesi is likely the best of all of them.
Yeah, she's definitely a freshman that we will hear her name for the next 4 years. Currently 8th in the NCAA among freshmen for hits, slowly climbing those ranks.
Entered the night 8th nationally among Division I freshmen with 40 hits. Still looking for her first hit of the night. Did reach base by getting hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, and that one is her first hit of the night.
And make that 41 hits.
Had a 4-hit weekend against Notre Dame. Doing it again here.
So after not successful first couple at bats, she shortens up. She looks at that low and inside pitch that they've been getting her out on and finds a way to bloop that into shallow center field.
Marion Collins, she's got an RBI single to her name tonight. The 4-hole hitter, the sophomore out of Marietta, Georgia. Had a terrific freshman year. 11 home runs, third most by a freshman in the history of this program. And that one drilled deep to left. Lilio goes over to make the catch, and retreating back to first is Pavesi, one down. And now we will have a pinch hitter for Macy Cintron. And this will be Ava Wilson. Check that. This is Macy Cintron. Excuse me. Umpire points. Waves up here, does something, and you think something's happening. It's not.
I should have helped you out there. I think it was a re-entry for a previous base runner. Put Macy back up to bat.
Cintron now with Pavesi at first. Two-one to Cintron. Slow tapper to third. Davis up with it, gets the out. That ball might have rolled foul, but might as well get the out as they get Cintron at first. And the 8th run of the game is 120 feet away.
Yeah, no reason to let this one roll foul. Might as well take the out, just like you said. A good job playing the ball, playing the line.
Julia Noller now at the plate. Couple of hits to her name tonight. Struggled early on in the season, but has come around a little bit. As ACC all-region player last year. Looking for her 3rd hit of the night. And a chance to drive in that 8th run. And that one is a base hit. That's going to go to the gap. Pavesi's going to score. Noller, a 3-hit night for the junior.
Julia Noller coming into her own as the season goes on. Just a good piece of hitting. Goes down and gets it. Elevates it over the shortstop. This ball gets all the way to the fence. Plating another run for Clemson. And Noller able to take that hard 60 into a 2-base mentality.
It's a hard 120. And for Clemson, 12 hits. That's their first extra base hit of the night. What a performance offensively. Jumped on South Carolina early and often. They have not looked back.
South Carolina really hasn't had a break throughout this Clemson lineup. Everyone has been, it's like a hit parade up there for Clemson. Hitter after hitter, having good at-bats. Hitting the ball hard.
Meanwhile, South Carolina has only had one base runner reach second base tonight. One and two now. South Carolina side is fans still hanging around, rooting on their team. It's been a good crowd here tonight. First of 2 games here in this Palmetto rivalry. The 1-2 to Hicks. Back up the box and through. Noller will come around, throw home. In there. That's a great slide there by Noller. We'll see if they want to take a look at it. It was a bang-bang play on an excellent throw from Inslee in center field, but I think that hand got in there.
Wow, what a throw by Tori Inslee, but Julia Noller going into home plate with the slide.
That play is under review.
Tori Inslee charging hard, makes a good throw.
Close.
Ooh.
She put that tag, Winters put that tag right in front of the base. Yeah, she's.
I think Winters got her left hand on that. The ball definitely beats her.
They're showing it here.
And with the obstruction rule, Winters has to leave that front side of the plate open, that front corner, which she does.
This is the best angle in my judgment here.
She dropped.
That front, those front fingers on the left hand get hit before the right hand even touches the plate.
Well, what I see is Winters right there. She drops the glove right on the corner.
There was nowhere else for her to slide.
Right on that front corner, that leading edge of home plate. You can see it really clearly there. There's absolutely nowhere else for her to go.
Great job.
The left hand just slides right into that glove. Just great video work here by our crew.
And you wonder if home plate umpire J.C. Bartley was a little bit blocked as well with the positioning of Winters.
Yes.
Looked like he was right behind her.
He looked like he was right behind her. Maybe not the best angle. I think we will probably see this overturned, but
should not take long. Famous last word.
Yes, famous comment here. Let's see if they agree.
After review, the ruling on the field has been changed. The runner's out. South Carolina still has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, some big cheers from the South Carolina fans. They've been waiting to cheer about something tonight, and that was a great play. They're at the plate.
Yeah, just all around good defense. A good throw by Tori Inslee in center field, but Lexi Winters, just great job getting the glove down on that leading edge of home plate, giving nowhere for the runner to go but right into that tag.
Well, Hicks does get the single. She doesn't get the RBI, but it's still 8-0 Clemson. South Carolina needs a run. Beautiful night at the state capital of South Carolina. We're in the midst of the Palmetto Series. Remember that first football game? Well, you don't remember it, but it was played back in 1896, tied for the 10th most played rivalry in the FBS. They've split the last 4 meetings on the football field. This is the 12th softball meeting with Clemson leading it. They split the last 2 games last year, each winning at home, and they split them in 2024, each winning on the road. Clemson won the first 5 games of this series since bringing back their softball program in 2020. And looking to add to it tonight. South Carolina needs a run. They are in run rule territory here in the 6th. Carly Shelton has been fooled a time or two tonight at the plate, and for a player that is dubbed the diesel engine, if the diesel engine isn't getting going, it's going to be a tough night for South Carolina. Yeah, Carly Shelton has been their best hitter in the South Carolina offense, but just currently struggling with that pitch right there, that low and inside drop ball, just swinging over the top of it. She has yet to be able to make an adjustment on that pitch. Carly Shelton has just 7 strikeouts on the season entering tonight. Yeah, she struck out twice tonight. She's having she really is having a good season and a little bit of a down time. I don't want to say a downward spiral because she's definitely still having really good at bats. Still leading the team in many areas, doubles, RBIs, batting average. She covers the home plate really well with that open stance, gives her great barrel coverage on the outside part of the plate. Ground ball to second. Collins up with it for the first out. An 0 for 3 night here for Shelton. A reminder, 8 runs after 5 innings. Equal innings, we should say. Now that's where we're at right now. This would be a 6-inning run rule if South Carolina does not push a run across. South Carolina hasn't had an answer for Sierra Manis on the mound. She's been terrific. Yeah, she's been absolutely terrific. Just doing things well. She's getting the leadoff out. She's throwing competitive pitches. She's working the zone, throwing strikes. She's getting a lot of ground ball out. She's got good defense behind her. Talk about the transfer portal and players moving up in like basketball and football. It happens a lot in softball, and Sierra Manis has made that jump seamlessly. She was 2 seasons at South Carolina Upstate. First team All Big South, was on the All Big South freshman team her first year, and has turned into quite a player here as coach jumps out of the way. Still throwing in the high 60s. Yeah, she just does a good job at the plate. She's competitive, and sometimes when you come out of a mid-major, it gives you that little blue chip, like chip on your shoulder mentality to be able to compete. And there she goes, another ground ball out to the hot corner. Sarah Bro covering some ground over there. So just a great piece of defensive work by Sarah Bro, covering that 5-6 hole on the high hop. You can see it here. Great crossover step, sets her feet, makes a good throw. And if I'm Sierra Manis, I would be doing that all day long, just feeding my defense as much as I can. If Sarah Bro wants to make 20 outs tonight, I am okay with that. Well, she's made 7 assists tonight. That is a lot of work for a third baseman, especially with ground balls, and she has fielded them all. And you know what I like about her? She covers the backhand well, but she's covering that 5-6 hole really well, so it allows Kylie Chanel at shortstop to be able to play up the middle at times a little bit more, give her a little bit more range to her left side instead of having to worry about that ball to her right or her backhand. 2-2 now. As Clemson down to their final strike in run rule, South Carolina down to their final strike here in run rule territory. South Carolina has only been on the wrong end of a run rule once this season. That was against Nebraska, a 9-1 loss in 5 innings. If Clemson can pull this off, this will be their 6th run rule win for the Tigers. A 3-2 to Rhodey. 2-out walk. That'll bring up the very dangerous Jamie McKay as Rhodey is being pinch run for. That'll be Lexi Shaver. Lexi Shaver, the redshirt junior, transfer from Kennesaw State. Now Jamie McKay. 4 home runs in her last 7 games, has hit the ball hard a couple of times, trying to extend this game here. Ground ball, Chanel to second, and that is it. Sierra Manis had 2 complete game wins against Notre Dame over the weekend. How about another one in the Palmetto series?
Yeah, the reigning ACC pitcher of the week showed up tonight, dominating the lower part of the zone, getting tons of ground ball outs, doing exactly what the Clemson defense needed for their offense to be able to produce 8 runs tonight.
What a win for Clemson, and for South Carolina, just 1 base runner got past first base. No one got past second base.
Yeah, their defense just did a great job. Sarah Bro at third base, making a lot of those outs, but the Clemson offense is really the story tonight. Came out swinging, played a fast game, aggressive at the plate, running the bases well.
Clemson have now won 4 of their last 5 games. They come out hot and they finish the job, Monica.
Yeah, Clemson doing a great job. It's a fun game to watch with a lot of offense.
Clemson with the run rule win in Columbia. Up next, SEC Inside Gymnastics Championship. So long.